po ang paggastos ng pera. So, sinususugan ko po yung posisyon ni Congressman Paduano na pagbigyan natin muli ng, sige, isa pang pakiusap. Tulad na lang ng ginawa natin ng budget hearing, pinagbigyan na naman natin ng isa pang
Specific records for Ms. Gina F. Acosta of the OVP.
Mr. Chair, mukhang maraming pera.
That was sent to us by these resource persons that we have invited, that they have cited the Kalida for that the invitation of a certain individual may not appear in the committee proceedings. It merely imparts there in the ruling, Mr. Chair, that particular ruling by the Supreme Court, impart there that the Congress must, again,
Sir Chair, in connection din doon, dahil more than one time sinight sa position paper ng mga opisyal ng Office of the Vice President yung sa mga nabanggit dahil sobra na itong actually nasa extent na rin po ng pagbabastos na sa mandato ng committee natin to conduct
the OVP in their position paper. I wish to share the rules and the jurisprudence which were cited with respect to the argument on sub judice rule. Isa po sa mga dahilan na ginagamit ng OVP why they refuse to attend our inquiry in aid of legislation is the rule on sub judice. By this, we are prevented from making any comment or disclosures pertaining to judicial proceeding which may directly or indirectly impede, obstruct, or degrade the administration of justice. In Filipino, Mr. Chair, kapag ang subject matter is already pending in court, generally, we are precluded from making any comment. However, Mr. Chair, maliwanag po ang parameters when...
So much.
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
Mr. Chair.
Congressman Luis Toro.
Mr. Chair, to complete the arguments, our answer to the arguments which were raised by the OVP in their position paper, I wish to share the rules and the jurisprudence which were cited with respect to the argument on sub judice rule. Isa po sa mga dahilan na ginagamit ng OVP why they refuse to attend our inquiry in aid of legislation is the rule on sub judice. By this, we are prevented from making any comment or disclosures pertaining to judicial proceeding which may directly or indirectly impede, obstruct, or degrade the administration of justice. In Filipino, Mr. Chair, kapag ang subject matter is already pending in court, generally, we are precluded from making any comment. However, Mr. Chair, maliwanag po ang parameters when the sub judice rule may apply. And I wish to share, number 1, under Section 1 of the Rules on Inquiry in Aid of Legislation, the filing or pendency of a case before any court, tribunal, or quasi-judicial or administrative body shall not stop or abate any inquiry conducted to carry out a legislative process. Number 2, Mr. Chair, there is no pending court case or administrative appeal that involves the same subject matter of this hearing. I understand that there are pending petitions before the Supreme Court, but let us acknowledge that the subject matter of those petitions is the constitutionality of the grant of confidential fund to executive offices like the OVP and the DepEd. Whereas the subject matter of this investigation, Mr. Chair, is the utilization of the confidential fund. These are two different matters, Mr. Chair. And third, Mr. Chair, let us be aware of the jurisprudence on the case of Romero II versus Estrada. This is GR number 174-105, promulgated on April 2, 2009, which essentially states ongoing judicial proceedings cannot preclude or hinder congressional hearings in aid of legislation. In this case, it was held that the mere filing of a criminal or an administrative complaint before a court should not automatically bar the conduct of legislative investigation. Otherwise, Mr. Chair, it would be extremely easy to subvert any intended inquiry by Congress through the convenient ploy of instituting a criminal or an administrative complaint. Surely, the exercise of sovereign legislative authority, of which the power of legislative inquiry is an essential component, cannot be made subordinate to a criminal or administrative investigation. In conclusion, Mr. Chair, there is no leg to stand on where the OVP can raise the rule on sub judice. I submit, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congresswoman Luistro. Meron pa pong gusto mag-comment? Yes, Congressman Defensor, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just to put to rest, once and for all, the issue of whether this is in aid of legislation. This is clearly in aid of legislation because ang pera na ginamit ng OVP at ng DepEd is funded and forms part of the single most important legislation passed by Congress every year, and that is the annual budget or the General Appropriations Act. Walang pwedeng magsabi na ang pondo na binibigay sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno kapag iniimbestigahan ng committee ito is not an intelligence funds. So I hope that is clear to every Filipino na in aid of legislation ito kasi part ito ng annual budget or general.
Paano ito nagastos? Tungkulin po natin yan sa committee ito na alamin upang malaman po ng taong bayan na yung paggastos po ng pondo na nanggaling sa mga taxpayers ay tama at naaayon sa mandato na ibinigay sa...
Okay, we have 4 copies from the period of December 21 to 31, 2022, from Feb 6 to March 29, 2023, from April 25 to June 2023, and from July 14 to September 14, 2023, all of which amount to 125 million. So, apat na 125 million po ito na sinocertify
of confidential funds. The Commission on Audit relies mainly on DPEs, which is the case of OBP, or ARs. Napaka-importante po nito dahil napapatunayan kung saan at kung paano at kung sino ang tumatanggap ng mga accuracy. Mr. Chair, I would like to manifest that the purpose of this acknowledgement receipt, at least in theory, is to safeguard the use of confidential funds. Paano po natin maipapakita through sa acknowledgement receipts kung ang tao na tumatanggap nito at kung saan ito napunta at ginagastos. Kahit confidential funds po ito, need po natin bantayan kung paano ito. Nakita po natin na walang nakalagay sa acknowledgement receipt na ito, walang nakalagay na date. Bakit po kaya walang date din na nakalagay dito? Naka-blank po yung date. So this acknowledgement receipt was included with ARs dated December 22 or part of the DEPs of 2022. Based on this acknowledgement receipt, it is the auditors were able to determine whether the money was nakalagay po sa acknowledgement receipt na ito. To illustrate to you, I will show you the acknowledgement receipt in the name of a certain AAS who appears 3 times in the OVP na ipinapakita ko po ngayon, a certain AAS may tinanggap po siya na pera sa loob po ng 2 buwan. From December 2022 to February 2023, almost 210,000 ang tinanggap niya. But from December 2022 to July 2023, nakatanggap si A at sinasabpi na natin. Hindi po ba nakakapagtaka kung bakit may iba't ibang amounts for the same purpose? Purchase of information, katulad ni AAS, tumanggap siya ng 60,000 noong December 2022, 150,000 noong February 2023, food aid in 2023. Nakatanggap si JOV ng 920,000 sa loob ng 5 buwan for 3 different purpose. Payment of reward of medicine, payment of supplies, and provision na ilalagay. Mr. Chair, please allow me to point out to a pattern that we found out in the documents evidencing payment for December of 2022. There is a very real possibility that the confidential fund were released in batches daily na parang routine na ito o robotic pa. At office ng Vice President, sana po Mr. Chair, wag na po nilang pagtakpan ang ating Vice President dahil nakikita naman po natin na marami po talagang irregularidad na nakikita, lalong-lalo na sa kung paano nila ginamit ang kanilang confidential fund ng Department of Education at saka ng Office of the Vice President. Wag po nilang pagtakpan ang iisang tao lamang. Dapat po ang loyalty nila para po sa interest ng bansa. Hindi po
Attorney Pua.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Mr. Chair.
Would it be correct that you stated in the previous hearing na only the Vice President and the SDO know where the confidential funds went?
Based on the documents, Your Honor, I would assume so.
Did you state that?
I was asked, Mr. Chair, I was asked, Your Honor, I think by Representative Castro, if I knew anything about it. And I said na sa totoo, wala po talaga akong kinalaman sa management or operation ng confidential funds. So if I remember correctly, and the transcripts would probably bear me out, tinanong niya, kung hindi ikaw sino? So I said, I would assume the signatories, Your Honor, of the certifications and of the other documents. And she asked me who. So I said the SD. Because the documents would point that way.
Kasi kung titingnan ko yung statement po ninyo, kung wala nang ibang nakakalam kung saan napunta yung pondo, ay dadalawang bagay lang ang nangyari. Di ba? Kasi either ibinulsa ni VP o ni STO o ginamit sa ibang bagay. Land Bank. Tama. Land Bank, nagkasadvan sila doon, dinala sa opisina. Ang makaalam na lang doon ay yung head of office or head of agency at saka yung special disbursing officer. Tama. Di ba ba? At yung special disbursing officer, yun yung mag-allocate kung saan pupunta yung gagastusin yung pondo. Di po ba? Sagutin niyo ako, Kowa. Do you agree with me? Yes. Pakisabi sa mic para marinig po lahat.
With your permission, Your Honor.
Bilang ako, isang investigador. Now, Madam Attorney, you confirm that you have received these acknowledgement receipts as part of the submissions of the Office of the Vice President to liquidate the color of ink? Yes?
Like I said, sir, it's either blue or black po kasi yung ink. So,
Gusto ko lang gradient po siya. Tama.
I cannot remember.
Kaya nga ikaw,
ng
sabi mo,
Mr.
sagot
Chair.
mo, it's either blue or black eh. Kasi parang naglalaro yung ink na ginamit sa blue or black.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Common
Yeah.
naman po yun na nakikita namin either.
Gobyerno na inaudit ninyo.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Like, kami rin, sir, either blue or black po ang ginagamit namin.
Ha?
Either blue or black din po yung ginagamit namin.
Yeah. And I would like to show kung ano yung ink doon sa pag-imbestiga namin eh. Yan. Yung kulay. Order YSL.
Wala po kaming information on that. So, either may separate sila as part nung purchase of information and then separate yung rewards, or nabayaran na siya same with rewards.
Pero requirement po nyo yun, di ba? Requirement ng circular.
Yeah. Kaya po yung yung
Because
additional requirement.
that is precisely the reason why you will justify the buying of information,
Yes,
which would
Mr.
lead
Chair.
to a successful event or operation.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Di po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kasi ginagawa rin namin nung nasa servisyo ako yun eh. I know that.
Yes, Mr.
Pero
Chair.
parang pagkaintindi ko sa inyong clearing instruments, parang hindi, just because there was a certification that the YSL YLS pala were successful, tama na yun. Parang ganun ang pagkaintindi ko. Samantalang nung kami ang nasa serbisyo, ang requirement is that ipapakita namin na may information kaming binayaran, and because of that information, an operation was conducted and it was successful. Hindi ba dapat ganun?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Pero in the case of the confidential fund of the OVP was conducted and it was successful, di ba ang concept dapat nun is you use confidential fund to buy information, and because of that information bought or acquired, you conduct an operation,
Yes,
and
Mr.
that
Chair.
operation should turn successful.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ganun po yung requirement sa amin nung nasa serbisyo kami. Intelligence fund.
Yes, Mr.
Basically,
Chair.
would you confirm that these were submitted to your office?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Now, if you observe, kindly observe the letter J. Tama po ba na halos parehas yung letter J dyan?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Tama rin po ba na parehas din yung color ng ink na ginamit at saka yung lapad po ng pagkasulat?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Would you be able to state, Madam Attorney, na these two receipts were written by the same person?
Probably, Mr. Chair.
Probably. Pero these are two different acknowledgement receipts indicating different dates
Yes,
and
Mr. Chair.
indicating different payees. How can that be?
Pwede naman pong either of those two persons wrote the same, and then someone else
So that is
signed.
regular? No.
I'm not saying regular po, pero it
Hindi
could
nga,
happen po.
tinatanong ko nga is, nagkakaroon tayo ng observation. Now,
Yes.
parehas lang yan. Nandun sa OBP, nandun pa sa DepEd. Hindi nyo napansin ito.
Hindi po, Mr. Chair, since na-audit siya ng magkaibang time.
Okay. Pero would you confirm that the two ARs, parehas ang pangalan na kay V? What's your opinion?
It could be a person.
Could be a person. Pero would you know na merong restaurant na Mary Grace ang pangalan?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Cafe
At meron
Mary
ding
Grace.
piatos na brown ng potato chips? Ay karamihan po ay hindi po totoo. And therefore, if hindi po totoo, hindi natin malalaman kung saan talaga napunta yung pondo, yung confidential fund, until and unless we would be able to grill yung dalawang SDOs. The SDO of the Office of the Vice President and the SDO
2.5 million din. Dito po, Mr. Chair, nais ko po sanang tanungin yung COA. Meron po ba kayong ginagawang assessment or audit patungkol po sa nature of the travels? Tinitignan niyo po ba kung ito ba ay necessity? Necessary po ba ito to the fulfillment of the duties or the mandate of the Office of the Vice President? Tinitignan po ba natin kung reasonable yung gastusin sa bawat travel? Ano pong klaseng audit yung ginagawa po ng Office of the Vice President? Kasi Mr. Chair, ang gusto talaga nating gawin dito sa committee na ito, both for confidential funds and regular funds, ay gusto po nating siguraduhin na bawat piso po na ating ipinagkakatiwala sa Office of the Vice President, pinagkakatiwala po ng sambayan ng Pilipinas. And yun lang, Mr. Chair, uulitin ko lang po. Looking at the figures po overall, dalawa po yung makikita natin. Di hamak po na mas malaki yung expenses, yung mga gastusin ng Office of the Vice President mula po taong 2023 hanggang sa kasalukuyan kumpara po sa mga naunang taon. At pangalawa, napakalaki po nung increase sa bawat taon.
And having said that, Attorney Camora, ang total expenditures po for the counterinsurgency program is only 4,050,000 pesos, when the amount utilized is 15,540,000 pesos. Mayroon pong nawawala 10,490,000 pesos. Saan po kaya napunta itong for this YLS and IECs? Ang napapaloob pong expenditures for counterinsurgency program is only 4,050,000. Hinahanap ko po, Attorney Camora, saan po napunta yung 10,482,000? Again, if we compare this to the total amount of confidential fund, which is 15,540,000 pesos. Ang question, saan naman po kaya nadala itong nawawalang 11,200,000? Chair, in conclusion, I wish to believe that the confidential fund of the Department of Education was not properly recorded at its best, or misspent, or misappropriated at its worst. It is the humble submission of this representation that there is a prima facie case of malversation, and in addition, an apparent case of prima facie case of malversation. With respect to the breach of public trust, this is the violation of public's confidence in a public officer's ability to serve with integrity, impartiality, and in accordance with law. Public trust is mandated by no less than the fundamental law of the land.
Edward Farda, encashment bang ginawa niya o yung cheque, transfer niya sa ibang bangko?
Encashment, sir.
Sigurado ka, encashment?
Yes, sir.
Paano mo nalaman?
I was the former branch manager of the DepEd branch, sir.
Okay. So ito, alam mo.
Yes, sir.
Alam mo. So pwede na kitang tanungin ngayon o pwede na o next hearing na?
Next hearing, sir.
Okay, mabait ako ngayon. Okay, next hearing ha. Pagandaan mo, ikaw pala, hindi mo, dapat sana, kaya pala alam mo, yung specific na location ng branch na yun, kasi ikaw pala yung ano dito, branch manager noon.
Yes, sir.
Kaya alam mo.
Yes,
So, you're familiar about all these checks
Yes, sir.
and how these checks was encashed.
Yes, sir.
And how was it delivered? The cash.
It was not delivered.
Oh. Alam mo. Yung delivery from the bank. Ikaw yung branch manager, hindi mo alam how it was delivered?
The cash from our cash center, sir, or the cash for the ano
No, for example, we're talking about the first check, 37.5 million. Ang bangko niyo bang nag-deliver? O
Over the counter.
binitbit ni Farda?
I think the question, ma'am, is how it was encashed. So kung paano po ba to over the counter?
Yes, sir.
So isang bagsak, magkano pong amount yan, Congressman?
37.5 million.
The ano
No, for example, we're talking about the first check, 37.5 million. Ang bangko niyo bang nag-deliver? O
Over the counter.
binitbit ni Farda?
I think the question, ma'am, is how it was encashed. So kung paano po ba to over the counter?
Yes, sir.
So isang bagsak, magkano pong amount yan, Congressman?
37.5 million.
So yung 37 po ba, in over the counter yung pag-encash?
Yes, sir.
On the same day, 37 was released.
CCTV nyo. Sabihin na namin.
Ang tanong po ni Congressman Paduano, on 3 occasions, tatlong cheque po kasi yan, tatlong 37.5 million. Ito po ba tatlong 37.5 million in cash over the counter on the same?
Yes, sir.
So you're aware.
I am aware of the face copy of the liquidation report, but the supporting documents were not presented to me.
So it was not presented to you, you just signed it?
It was,
You're the chief accountant?
yes, sir, but it was just a formality that it should be covered by the liquidation report.
But supposedly you're the chief accountant, you have checked.
But per joint circular, sir, it was stated that the liquidation report plus the supporting documents shall be submitted by the disbursing officer direct to the ICPAO without...
For Atty. Zamora. So ma'am, are you telling this committee na ministerial lang yung sa'yo?
Come again, sir?
Are you telling us na ministerial lang po kayo? Pumirma kayo dito without looking at the liquidation?
Honestly, yes, sir.
You forced to sign the document?
Not really forced, but I was
Not really?
requested to sign the document.
Oh, you signed the document, but you... Ganun pa rin yun.
Ma'am, meron po akong isang tanong. Nakakatanggap po ba kayo ng envelope kay ASEC Paharta? Yung totoo po, ma'am. Remember, you are under oath. Aside from your allowance, from your regular budget, nakakatanggap po ba kayo ng envelope just like Yusek Mercado and Director Osias from ASEC Paharda?
Yes, sir.
Magkakano?
Minimal amount lang po.
Which is, how much po?
It's not even,
Magkano po?
it's 25,000.
25,000. How many times po? If you could recall.
9?
Ilan?
9 times.
9 times. From what month up to what month? Let me guess. From February to September?
I think so, sir.
So, nung September po, tumigil na.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just like Yusek Mercado. Tama po.
Maybe, Your Honor.
Am I pressuring you now? Am I pressuring you now?
I'm so...
Now, but on the previous hearing, Mr. Chairman, I just want to put in record that it is not only Catalan na tumanggap ng ang sobre. Attorney Oreste Osias also admitted. Now, even Attorney Michael Wesley Poa, nandito ngayon, admitted also, but that was December, only December. But he still admitted that he received some amount from the Vice President. And of course, Miss Gloria Jumamil also, Mercado. Si Ma'am bit-bit niya pa yung mga sobre, no? Yung original na mga sobre. At nandito ngayon, no? In possession natin. And of course, lahat na to is galing from Miss Sunshine Farda na heya ni BP at the same time asawa nung SDO ng Office of the Vice President in relation to confidential fund. So as of now, apat na po ng mga officials ng Vice President na umamin na tumatanggap po ng sobre.
Or average-minded person. Sa panyo palagay, kaya ho ba yun ng isang tao nang magbigay ng ganong regularly ng amount based ho doon sa sitwasyon nung nagbibigay? In this case, Secretary, just your
Sa akin, sir, kasi
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Abante.
nakatanggap po kayo ng 9 envelopes na nagkakahalaga ng 25,000 each, di ba?
yes, Your Honor.
That would be around almost 250,000 all in all. Contain yan,
225.
225,000. So alam niyo po, that is 225,000 in all. Oo. Kailan po natapos ang pag-release ng confidential fund
Third quarter, Your Honor.
ng
I cannot-
2023?
July po yung release ng check for the third quarter.
MSGC ng Armed Forces of the Philippines. At ako po'y medyo curious sa situation na isang dating militar po ay ma-appoint po sa Department of Education. Is there any circumstance leading to your appointment? Parang, paano kaya na-consider? Sa tingin niyo po ba trust and confidence ang rason bakit kayo na-appoint as Undersecretary?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
So, ibig sabihin, matagal niyo na hong kilala, Mr. Chair, ang dating Secretary, si Vice President Sara Duterte.
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Kailan po kaya, Mr. Chair, ninyo naging kilala si VP Sara?
When I was designated as the commander of Task Force Davao in 2017, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
So, na-appoint po kayo sa Davao?
Yes.
Internally. Di ba? Yun ang tanong ko, Mr. Chair. Paano po nakapag-desisyon ang Departamento ng Edukasyon na maglaan ng ganitong kalaking amount ni wala namang pamamaraan internally ang Department of Education to understand or to establish lang naman the extent of subversive activities. Kasi kung wala pong ganong basihan at ang information lang ho ay nanggaling sa NICA at sa LCAC, di ba dapat mas tama na sila na rin din ang lagyan ng pondo kaysa sa Department of Education, Mr. Chair? Kung wala pong ganong basihan at ang information lang ho ay nanggaling sa NICA at sa LCAC, di ba dapat mas tama na sila na rin din ang lagyan ng pondo kaysa sa Department of Education, Mr. Chair? Yusek Minpin?
May I elaborate? Actually, the Department of Education, as the trust of former Secretary, the protection of children, that's why there's a collaboration between security sector, meaning the armed forces, the Philippine National Police, wherein they conducted information education campaign and also the wireless and even the campaigns against drug because, for example, nabanggit na po kanina yung conduct of wireless. Sa wireless po kasi is a program of...
Mr. Chair, I'll cut you there, sir. There is no question about fighting insurgency. There is no question against responding to all these threats. But the thing is, there must have been a measurable way of determining ganito ang kailangan naming amount kasi ganito nakalaki ang problema. Ang tanong, meron bang ganyang ginawa sa loob ng DepEd to be able to justify assigning this amount for this kind of activities?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, I was not aware if there's any.
Yusek, meron, Yusek, Mr. Chair, Yusek,
Mr. Chair, if I may be recognized. Mr. Chair, when the amount was proposed under, I believe, for 2023, no, so 2022 budget, I was still a spokesperson. I was not part of OSEC, so I had no, I cannot give you any information on how the amount was derived, Your Honor.
I think, Mr. Chair, the reason bakit walang makasagot ng direkta kung may empirical basis for assigning funds to these activities is because there is no basis at all. And if we can say that there's no basis and we cannot establish qualified outcomes kasi nga hindi natin ma-justify kasi wala din tayong basis, hindi rin natin ma-establish yung outcomes. Pwede ho natin, ako sa aking pananaw, pwede nating masabi na hindi talaga nangyari yung mga purchase of information, hindi talaga nangyari itong mga confidential activities. At basically, kailangan nating tanungin saan ba talaga napunta yung pera na nilaan.
Confidential fund, tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
So ano po bang iniisip nyo na issue kung yung perang napabigay sa inyo ay galing sa confidential fund?
That could be subjected to post-audit.